When people talk about the Rococo time period, many think of high-class decorated artworks depicting the lavish daily life of aristocrats. Elements of elegance, opulence, and romance come to mind. For instance, one of the most commonly associated paintings with the Rococo period is Fragonard's The Swain. Depicted in this painting are a finely dressed young couple sharing a moment together in a lush garden. The young woman, sitting on a velvet embroidered swing, is the main star of the show. She is dressed in a beautiful pink gown while being pushed by an older man on the right side of the painting. During this motion, she is perfectly positioned to allow her lover, the young man on the right, to see up her garter. The light brushwork of Fragonard manages to create a dreamlike feeling within the painting, while his rapid strokes create the illusion of movement. This can be seen at the edging of the woman's dress, where the energy of being pushed is at its peak. The lighting also highlights the woman, sort of like a spotlight, creating a theatrical composition guiding the viewer towards her. The painting focuses on themes like aristocratic pleasure and beauty in natural settings, a main characteristic of the Rococo style. This contrasts with the Baroque style that came before it, which primarily emphasized religious themes. But what caused this shift in style? To answer this question, we must first take a look into its origins. During the 17th century, King Louis XIV made France a powerhouse among European countries. He favored the classical style of Baroque, which, apart from being used as a tool of propaganda by absolute monarchs, also showcased qualities of drama and grandeur. For instance, the construction of the Palace of Versailles. Its grand scale, intricate detailing, and use of geometric shapes are all traits of the Baroque style. Versailles' enormous scale is a prime example of the architectural concept of creation by division, a sequence of straightforward repetitions that are rhythmically separated by the large windows. It embodies the core principles of Baroque art. The king's bedroom serves as the center of the interior and the building as a whole, as to symbolize the centralization of power in an absolute monarch. After the death of King Louis XIV, France found itself in a transitional period, where the political scene shifted from an absolute monarchy and gave rise to the aristocratic social class. This led to the aristocrats moving away from public displays of power and opting for more private and secluded living spaces. As such, a new kind of decor was required, resulting in Rococo art, a more subdued, feminine, and private take on the grandiose Baroque art of the earlier era. Louis XV, the nephew of King Louis XIV, ascended to the throne in 1723 and became a well-known advocate for Rococo architecture and art. France, a center of European art and culture, would rapidly spread the style throughout the continent. Most of the architecture of this time period was built in the Baroque style, which led the Rococo style to develop in the interior of these buildings. This explained the ornate decorations present in furniture, trinkets, and silverware. This style is characterized by its curved asymmetric ornamentation, where its forms often resemble the letters S and C, and where one half of the design does not match the other. In the mid-18th century, European aesthetics shifted from the stately Baroque to the fluidity and exuberance of the Rococo style, as seen in the Samuel Courtlau chocolate pot from the Guilford collection, which combines both Chinese influences and the Rococo style in its design. Here, the chocolate pot is encircled by exotic fruits, topped with a peacock and embellished with an asymmetrical cartouche and flowing Rococo scrollwork. The shift in emphasis from the public to the private space was necessary for the early 18th century flourishing of Rococo painting. Paintings like Boucher's Marquise de Pompadour at her toilette come to mind. It depicts the Marquise sitting in a yellow ochre brocade chair in front of a dressing table, embellished with floral sprays, ribbon, a powder box of chased gold, and a fluffy white puff. There's a little cheval glass with its back edged to the composition's right. Pompadour is looking straight ahead, her head cocked just a little bit to the right, while one hand delicately clasps on a cosmetic brush that is laden with color and ready to be applied to her cheek. The other hand holds an open box of rouge. The painting reflects some of the defining characteristics of French Rococo art and its wealthy audience who supported it, including a love of cosmetics and, more broadly, the art of appearance. Additionally, it entails viewing these arts as a means of creating and expressing identity, the making up of a person, that frequently challenge the strong divisions between class and/or genders that many French people demanded. The Rococo art movement, which was primarily French in origin, is characterized by elaborate ornamentation, soft pastel colors, and curvaceous forms that frequently depicted scenes of love and leisure. It came as a reaction against the more formal and grandiose Baroque style, especially during Louis XIV's reign, when the new aristocracy sought a lighter, more decorative style for their private homes.